Welcome to another week of my nonsense, and you just sitting here having to tolerate it and listen to it. If you don't know, my name still is Falu, and I still am um, the person who is sharing about my own personal experiences. And as I navigate life here, I'd like for you to come along as we go on a journey towards success, prosperity, and self expression. So, yeah, that's what this space is about. Um, it is a new week, it is also a new month. With that, also, it is a new quarter. And usually during these times, um, reflection is sort of required. At least for me, on my end, I tend to like to reflect in times like this on goals in the past quarter, in the past month, in the past week, and see how well I did at that. I did at attaining those goals, and then also address exactly what the issues were. So yeah, that's going to be my week this week. My week is going to be anticipating what this quarter is going to be. My day is going to be anticipating what this week is going to be, and also I guess the week is going to anticipate the month, and the month to anticipate the quarter, and the quarter, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's what I'm going. That's the space that I'm in this week. A very reflective one, a very secluded one, so that I can get some space and time to hear my own thoughts. Um, Last week's conversations were around my relationships, um, but now I just want to open it up to relationships in general. In general, I have been having some. Before we even go back to like the story, I think what I'm gonna do actually is segment my week. This is a part of like that whole reflecting over the quarter and the month and all of that. I think I should probably bring some order to this space so that it is a more navigatable experience for all those who want to experience this journey along with me. So yeah, I think I'm going to segment the week and um, put certain kinds of conversations in certain kinds of on certain kinds of days and spaces. Still haven't decided which days should be about what, but I think separating these conversations is probably going to be helpful. I just want to remind everyone also that if you have any questions, especially about the conversations that we had last week, maybe you're going through a relationship that's on the rocks, or maybe you had a past relationship that you were struggling to deal with. I am more than happy to field those questions and see what other people think about the questions that you put forward, and also see what sort of like thoughts I can share with you that might be helpful. But yeah, as we anticipate the week, the day, the month, and all of that, just let's be a little bit more reflective, I guess. That's more to myself. But I had a specific thought that I wanted to share on today. Save the anticipation, anticipating the week stuff. Why I've been struggling with this these past few months, and specifically with an event that happened yesterday, a specific something that happened to me yesterday that was interesting to experience, and I've always um, experienced it, but never quite noticed it in this way. I guess also because I was paying attention to how I was feeling internally yesterday so much that I was able to pick this up. Um, just a question, mostly to the ladies, women. Why is there? Why do I get a sense that guys are not allowed to have preferences and choices and all of that? it seems like the more that I'm very vocal and specific about what I want and what I like and what I'm going towards, it's like the more that is perceived as some sort of like arrogance. And that's the exact word that was used because I actively used the word no. And I used the word no because I didn't want to do what the person wanted me to do. And I literally just said no. And I didn't also just want to choose what the person wanted me to choose. Or even in circumstances where you don't choose a person, why is there a sense that guys are not allowed to choose? It's like, it feels to me at least like whatever is in front of us, we should just take. I don't know if it's because we are reputed to be the scum of the earth, and so whatever we get is a favor to us, or whatever that could be. But why don't I have a choice? This was something as simple as me saying, okay, I'm done now. I don't want to continue with this conversation. And me making that choice then I guess, came across as me being arrogant. No, I have other things going on that I would like to turn my attention to that are priorities to me in this specific moment. And if I choose to pay my attention to that, what about that makes me arrogant? I'm not quite sure. But I've picked it up that there's a lot of people. This isn't even in a relationship basis or like women, men type of stuff. A lot of people take offense when you choose not to go the way that they are going, or just say no to whatever they want. And the more that I sit with that, the more that I realize that it has nothing to do with me as a person in any way, it seems. I think it might be more to the effect that the person themselves isn't familiar with the responsibility of making choices for yourself, because they're not familiar with choosing for themselves what to do, what to say, and all of that kind of stuff, and just fitting into whatever the norm is currently. I guess maybe with that, they take offense with someone else breaking out of line. And it's like that whole thing of like, I don't know how to explain this, like a bandwagon sort of a thing, where the actual crowd itself serves as the police for anyone who wants to get out of line. And if anyone gets out of line, the crowd itself punishes them for having different thoughts to them. And it's that sort of a thing. And I think that irritation with someone saying no to you, or someone saying no to, well, me personally, I think me saying no to them irritated them because they themselves struggle with saying no. And seeing someone else being in a position to be able to choose for themselves might have irritated them to the point of attacking me personally. I didn't take much offense to the attacks and all of that kind of stuff, but I thought I found it quite interesting because I've experienced it quite often as well. Like with okay, this is gonna sound conceited, but it's just how things are. It's just how things are. I've experienced it a lot with like women hitting on me and me noticing that they're hitting on me, but playing it down and acting completely oblivious to it because I'm not interested and I would rather not turn them down coldly. Because if you know me closely enough, I can be quite direct. And in my being direct, at times it can come across as if I'm being intentionally hurtful. But I like to, at times, just state the fact as it is, because the more you try to color something or sugarcoat it, the more you wind up in spaces where you get in trouble with your words. So saying it plainly it's not has always, is a way that I learned to deal with all kinds of ambiguity that could rise from like just trying to find the right words to say something. Just say it the way it is how I like to go along. So I find myself often like in situations where I'm receiving attention directly from like women specifically, and me not wanting to interact with them in that way because I'm not interested, genuinely not interested in them in that way, but I'm interested in them as a person and conversationally and all of that, because I don't want to carry it over into a more like romantic space. There's been instances where I've been asked, "Hey, are you gay?" Or I've been told, "Hey, you feel yourself," and all of these sorts of like out of this worldly sort of a thing. And I mean accusations. And I kind of realized that it's coming more usually from like people who are used to like other people paying them a lot of mind. And this isn't for me something where I'm saying like I'm any kind of like special or anything like that. It's just interesting to me that as a guy, I don't, it seems I don't have a choice. And me making a choice for myself is somehow wrong and offensive, even because this person was genuinely offended to the point of attacking me personally in public, in front of other people. That was quite something for me to experience like that, because often my direct direct response to that sort of a situation is to come in and cleverly dissect the person, like shoot shots over their head. But I sat and I noticed that maybe this person just isn't used to people not paying attention to them or not having things go their way. They're not used to that. And that has nothing to do with me. And so I just removed myself from the situation. But yeah, if you guys have any like explanations for me, especially women, like why is there a sense that guys don't have the right to choose more specifically in like a relationship context? Like it's like there's a genuine thought that as a guy I should like absolutely any girl that I come across, and I shouldn't have any specifications with what sort of a girl I prefer. Maybe I prefer a more funny girl over a more somber one, or maybe vice versa. How is that a sin? And I'm choosing attributes that are less offensive, but I'm sure we also know like, what if I prefer a shorter girl over a taller girl? What if I prefer a taller girl over a shorter girl? That's no insult to you as a person. It's just my preference as a person. So I really am struggling to wrap my mind around this specific thing. Like why as a guy is it that when I prefer a specific certain type of woman or anything like that, it is taken as me insulting the person in front of me? Why? I don't understand that. More especially like with women, I don't understand that because you will say to me that, hey, I don't like a guy with a receding hairline. And I'll be like, okay, cool. That's chill. I'll find someone who does. And that's okay. But if I don't like someone short, it is a problem. Hmm. This is thrown me for a curve. This beginning of the new month. But yeah, those are the thoughts that I had on my mind today. If you have any thoughts, leave it in the comment section. If you have any like more questions, especially the gents, leave it in the comment section. Women would like I personally would like to hear like women's take on why as a guy it's offensive when I have a preference, and I don't understand it. Please help me understand it. Okay. I'm gonna close this one out here because I'm trying to get these as concise as I possibly can this week. That's one of the goals that I have. So yeah, I'm gonna close it out right here. Hopefully, you will join me again here tomorrow for another short conversation, just checking in and saying, hey, this is where I am in life. I'm rebooting all of these things. And I guess, side note, quickly here because I'm losing time. I am trying to organize my personal life versus my professional life because I'm realizing that the overlap is causing a lot of confusion. Like to this day, a lot of people don't even know what I actually do because I make music and I'm interested in art and I speak on like issues and I work at this spectacular firm and all of these pieces of my life are just intertwining in a way that it's slightly confusing. So I'm trying to like separate personal me from like um professional me and give them separate spaces where they can grow and thrive very independent of each other but grow and thrive in a real way. uh So yeah, I say this to ask for your patience and tolerance as I navigate how exactly those two worlds can coexist. It is quite a confusing space to be in, but it is one that I need to embark on. It is a journey that I need to embark on in order to bring some clarity internally and also externally with how I communicate. So, tolerate me a little bit as I take certain pieces of social media and separate them and put them in one space, and certain pieces of social media and put them in another space. Hopefully, by the time we are done with this, by the end of this quarter, maybe by the end of this month, however long it takes. If you're interested in my personal life, you know exactly where to find it. If you're interested in my professional life, you know where to find it. If you're interested in my personal opinions and my personal endeavors, you know where to find them, just as with my professional ones. So yeah, that's what this quarter is going to be, just bringing order to chaos again. Closing this one out right here, you guys. 29th of September is still a date to pay attention to. I will be communicating a lot more in detail about that. But in essence, we're sharing music, we're sharing love, we're sharing community, and we're showing up as our bare selves, is what that's about. More like material on that is about to start rolling out here as we finalize the plans and finalize all the details for you guys here. And as always, if you haven't heard this song, I do not know what you are doing with your life, but yeah, Under Your Spell is still out on Spotify, out on every platform that you like to listen to music on. So let's enjoy this song. I enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it too. Right? As I sign out with it. We were so close to one another. We found love. Even met my mother. But you that much. Listen to my brother. I know you're just another. I know it's all right. Thank you very much for joining me here today as I sign out. Deuces. When I sit down and I think about it, 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 think about it.